This is new territory for me. Semi-aquatic turtles. Hi, what's going on everybody? My name is Brandon Ringstad and welcome to Nature Meets Paper, the place where we go on an adventure to discover the world of marine biology. I love sharing my experiences with aquatic animals with you through science, stories, and art. It's my goal to raise awareness of our beautiful bodies of water and the creatures that live in them through... It's my goal to raise awareness of our beautiful bodies of water and the creatures that live in them. This is a new kind of animal for me. I have sea turtles in my nature decks, but I don't have any freshwater ones. I spent about an hour trying to figure out what this turtle was. I used my reference photo, as well as photos on Google, just to figure out what it was and narrow it down, which is harder than you would expect, because I really didn't have any grounds on where this animal was from. Today we will discover the slow-moving water habitat of the yellow-bellied slider. Please stick around to the very end to hear about this month's charity opportunity. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Yellow-bellied slider, or Trachemys scripta, are one of 3 slider turtles in the US. The most common slider turtle is the red-eared slider, and the rarest one is the Cumberland slider. They are easily misidentified as chicken turtles and painted turtles. Chicken turtles have smooth shells, and painted turtles have 2 bars of color behind their eyes instead of just 1. So why are they called sliders? It is because of the way that they plop or slide into the water when scared. Slider turtles are semi-aquatic turtles. They need to leave the water to absorb heat from the sun in acts called basking. It is the slide or plop that gives them their name, the slider turtle. It is a way better than plopping turtles. Since slider turtles are known for basking, I will paint one propped up on a log. I start with the block-in phase and use big brushes to block in color and values. I start with the farthest things away from me. In this case, it is the background. Then, I work my way forward. So where are slider turtles found? They are native to the southeast section of the US and parts of Mexico. These turtles have been introduced around the globe as pets, and some have been mistakenly released in their non-native homes. For this painting, I will keep the background fairly simple. I want the attention to be focused on the turtle. Their habitat preference is located near shallow moving rivers, floodplain swamps, marshes, wetlands, lakes, and ponds. Sliders live in water between the surface layer and about 3 feet deep. They also come up onto the bank, shores, and on logs to bask in the sun. Basking increases the metabolism and aids in digestion. What are we looking for when identifying the yellow-bellied slider? Well, they're a turtle, so they have a shell, legs, a tail, and a long neck with a turtle head. I will break it down nicely so you can digest it easier. Yellow-bellied sliders are on average 4 to 11.5 inches long. Females are typically larger than the males. They also increase in size as they age. An older turtle is going to be bigger than a younger turtle. The shell has 2 parts to it, the top, known as the carapace, and the bottom, known as the plastron. The carapace of a slider is domed with bumps and ridges where the scutes meet. The outer ring is typically sharp and jagged. It isn't sharp like a knife sharp, but it has a well-defined edge. Oh, and scute is a term for scales or plates. I tried to define jargon for you. The carapace of the yellow-bellied slider has some yellow markings around the outer ring. The dome is typically greenish yellow to brown to black. The older the turtle is, the darker the coloration. The plastron is lighter in color and is bright yellow with some black spots around the edges. Their skin goes from olive green to black as they age. They also have bright yellow stripes on their arms, legs, and necks. On their cute turtle heads, they have high-placed eyes to see out of the water, and nostrils pointing upward so that they can take little breaths of air. They have sharp beaks. Now, this time I mean sharp like a knife, so don't get bitten by a turtle, it won't be pleasant. Slider turtles have specialized feet. They need to adapt to walk on land as well as in the water. They have cute, webbed feet with 5 digits ending in little claws for gripping. They also use their claws for courtship. Males grow longer front claws to attract females. But here's the fun part. The males don't just show off their longer claws. Oh no. They tap 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 on the both sides of the female's face to make sure that she sees them. If she is impressed, she will stay. If not, she will simply slide into the water and swim away quickly. Have you ever wondered how turtles communicate? I have. They don't make too many noises. They will occasionally click their nails on things or hit objects with their shells, but primarily communication is with their eyes. This is relevant to us today. We have had to adapt to seeing and understanding facial cues through eyes. Now these are turtles we are talking about. Apparently they don't do things low-key. Like a teenage girl, they roll their eyes, causing light to flash off their eyes. They go back and forth several times, and other turtles know what is being said. Slider turtles love being in a large group, and I can imagine sending a message from their iPhones to the right turtle is difficult. What if you are too busy sending a message to someone to notice that they are also sending a message? It would be like a disco party down at the lake. Flashes of light bouncing off everything. Here's another fun fact for you. Slider turtles don't hibernate through the winter like some turtles do. Instead, they slow down their metabolism so that they can withstand temperatures as low as -4 degrees Celsius. On sunny days, they warm themselves the best that they can to stay alive. This brings us to our next segment of the adventure. What do yellow-bellied sliders eat and how are they doing? As juveniles, yellow-bellied sliders are primarily carnivorous. They eat amphibians, reptiles, fish, eggs, carrion, insects, arthropods, mollusks, and crustaceans. They need more nutrients when they are young so that they can grow. As they grow, they develop microflora in their stomachs that allows them to eat plants. The microflora helps ferment and break down the plant structures and releases the nutrients in the process. This allows them to eat land and water-based plants. They like leaves, bark, stems, seeds, flowers, and algae. Turtles are opportunistic animals and will eat anything that they can grab. This is where things get dicey. In their natural habitat, they are fine. Everything can balance. Where things can go wrong is when they are planted into habitats that are not in their natural range. They quickly become invasive species, choking out the local plants, insects, and animals. They just don't have a way of fighting a predator like that. The IUCN Red List has them listed as least concern. These turtles are common in the pet trade. People get them as pets and love them for a few years. And that is great. I love seeing turtles. The problem is that slider turtles live for 30 years in the wild and 40 years in captivity. People outgrow their pets and then release them into the local water systems. Females can lay batches of eggs twice per year with 8 to 11 new turtles. You see where this is going? 1 or 2 turtles become hundreds rapidly. So I don't mind you having a pet turtle. In fact, I encourage it. If it is the kind of pet that you want to own. I'm saying that you need to find the right pet just as much as the pet needs to find the right owner. If you get a pet turtle when you're 20, you could be 60 by the time it dies. And that is a big investment. If for some reason you can't take care of your turtle, don't let it go into the wild. Put it up for turtle adoption. The next family will be thrilled. Speaking of thrilled, this brings to our last segment of the adventure. What was my personal encounter with the yellow-bellied slider? Now, prepare yourself. It was a new location for me. I went down to Arizona to visit my girlfriend at the time. She surprised me with tickets to the Odyssey. It is a cool aquarium that features awesome fish and animals from waters I am not familiar with. They even have bathrooms that instead of looking into a mirror, they look into a shark tank. I was thrilled to try it out. Don't worry, there's a wall of bubbles so that no one can see into the bathroom from the other side. Anyways, I was snapping photos of all sorts of wonderful animals. Then I saw this turtle sitting on a log in a round aquarium. You could walk all the way around the tank and see the rocks, trees, logs, and of course, the yellow-bellied slider. I thought it looked cute. I knew you would enjoy seeing me paint this little turtle for you. So, how is my painting coming along? Right now, I am using small brushes to fill in tiny details. I am also going over my brightest highlights. I keep my tones muted so that the darks and lights can stand out. I don't overdo the highlights though. For these areas, I use pure titanium white. In order to mute my tones, I use mixing white or lead white. I highly recommend using mixing white in the main body of your painting. It doesn't blow out the exposure of your painting. If you look back on my early works, everything seems very vivid, and this is because I was only using titanium white for everything. I recently learned about mixing white, and that helps me capture the essence and the wonderful and quirky creatures. I want my art to take you on a journey. I want it to warm the soul, the kind of warmth that causes a yellow-bellied slider to bask in the sun. There we have it, this painting is finished. What do you think? I really like how it turned out. I think it's such a cute little turtle. If you would like to subscribe and ring the notification bell, it would really help this community grow. I do my best to post new content every other weekend. This month I am helping the Seattle Children's Hospital. Now, with Christmas coming up, it's really difficult for these families and these children to be in the hospital during this time. So what I want to do is I want to help them in any way I can. Donate toys, you can donate money, it doesn't really matter as long as you help. These families, especially during this year, really need something bright to lighten up their world, and any little help you can do would really affect them and they would really love it. I want this community to be a force for good and light. I am called to reach out into my community and help my neighbors. I really appreciate all of your support and generosity. Did you know that portions of all my sales go to charity? It's true, the paintings you see in these videos are for sale. Now I have two options. I have a limited edition and I have regular prints. The limited edition are hand embellished. They are as close to the original as possible. The originals have glitter, pearlescence, glass bead gel medium to play with light. I find that my subjects really need just a kick of light, a little bit of play, just to help them come alive. Now, my limited runs have this as well. My regular ones do not. Now, I use Fine Balance Imaging on Whidbey Island as my print shop. They're one of the only print shops around me that can do giclée prints. Not only are you helping charity, you're also helping two local businesses. So the prices for these are $12, $6, and $3 a linear inch, respectively. I also sell vinyl stickers and cards on my website. If you would like to keep up to date onto sales or new items that I'm going to be selling, please follow my social media as well as my Patreon page. Links are below deck. Thank you so much for going on this adventure with me. Spread love, curiosity, and creativity. I've been Brandon, and I will see you in our next adventure.